Hey trackies, welcome back to another video. Please remember to smash that subscribe button, hit the like button as well. That's how the video gets to the YouTube algorithm. Share the video if you care. I hope you care, so share. And yes, please sound off in the comment section below. The women's 200 meters, we saw Julian Alfred drop a phenomenal 21.71 seconds. No, the 21.71 seconds, absolutely crazy. I'm talking about meeting record, national record for her, right? But what was even more impressive for me, trackies, was that final 50. I was like, whoa, that was the best execution I've ever seen Julian Alfred, do in a woman's 200 meter. Clearly, leading to a crazy time. But sometimes, you may run fast and, not have the best execution. That particular race, wow, it was so sweet to watch. And as I said, the final 50 was even more so impressive, which, no, as far as I'm concerned, signals Julian Alfred's intent clear that, hey, there's a possibility for her to not only dominate the 100 meters, but also dominate the 200 meters, which would make her win double gold at the World Championships coming up in Tokyo. Now, the question is, who can challenge her? Who can stop her? Is there anyone in 2025 that will be able to stop Julian Alfred from going after that sprint double? Now, 100 meters aside, 200 meters is my focus in this particular video. And my question right now is, or the question, swirling around, I suppose, is whether or not Shericka Jackson, will be able to defend her 200 meter crown. We're talking about an athlete that is the fastest woman alive, 21.41 seconds, actually done in 2023 when she, won that gold medal, right? When she was going after that world record, world record that, is wild, but having a woman run 21.41 seconds without, all of the crazy things that were going on back in the 80s trackies in present day is really, really phenomenal. So Shericka Jackson is that girl, right? And she's going, after defending her 200 meter crown. However, for 2025, she has not looked the same as it relates to performances that we've seen in the year that she was at her best. 21.41, as I said, in 2023, and also a 10.65 seconds over the 100 meters. We haven't seen that. 2024, not the best year for her, clearly pulling out of the Olympic Games, injured, and has been taking her time to get back into, the thick of it. I think I listened to that song too much, but anyway, to get back into things, right? Track is for 2025. However, as I said, we have not seen, those phenomenal performances from her. But track is, interestingly, I actually believe that Shericka Jackson will be able to come out and surprise at the World Championships over that 200 meters and the 100 meters as well, right? And I know the thought process is out there that Steven said, we don't know if she's going to do the 100, but, Steven loves to throw us off his trail. So I'm thinking that that's him trying to throw us off his scent. You know what I mean? Because I do think something special is coming. And as I said, I'm going to tell you why. No, the year 2021, the athlete Elaine Thompson-Herah, well-documented injury issues with her Achilles. 2020, she ended her season pretty strong. That was the, CE19 year where, majority, track wasn't really happening, right? And, athletes were just running to keep in shape. And I believe, her fastest time for that year was 10.8, right? So that Elaine Thompson-Herah, fast forward into 2021, goes to the national, championships, and believe it or not, clocks a 10.84 seconds for third, even behind a Shericka Jackson in the women's 100 meter finals. Now, I was surprised. I suppose the world was surprised, with Elaine Thompson-Herah's performance in that 100 meters. And of course, she didn't compete in the 2, but eventually got, the exemption for it, to go ahead and compete at the Olympic Games. That being said, it was a real, surprise, given the caliber athlete that she is, that she was actually third. However, we saw that post Elaine Thompson-Herah finishing third in that women's, 100 meters, as I said, 10.84, not looking the best. Shelly, as I said, taking the win, Shericka Jackson second. She went on to not only, win at the Olympic Games, but set an Olympic record, 10.61 seconds in that, 100 meters, and run a 21.53 in the 200 meters to, do what has never been done, the double over or the double, sorry, in the Olympic Games. So, and I know Elaine Thompson-Herah and Shericka Jackson, they are not the same athlete, but guess what? They're from the same camp, or were from the same camp, because Elaine Thompson-Herah is no longer a part of MVP, but it's that same genius that will be cooking something up with Shericka Jackson over there. So, watching Shericka Jackson this season, and she's coming out trackies and running her races, and I said those 60s, as far as I'm concerned, indicated to me, because it wasn't the best start, and we've seen Shericka Jackson work on her start over the years, so we know she can get out of the blocks. Maybe not pop like a Shelly and Fraser Price, but based on, even if I'm supposed to compare her with Elaine, I think she's gotten to the point where her start is even better than an Elaine Thompson-Herah, but we haven't seen that in 2025. What we've seen though is her acceleration, right? And I believe that they're purposefully taking, things slowly with a Shericka Jackson, because they're actually trying to make sure that they peak her like they did for Elaine Thompson for the World Championships. Now, why is this so similar to me? Because at the National Senior Championship, Shericka Jackson comes out in the 100 meters and clocks a 10.88 seconds. As I said, Elaine Thompson-Herah back in 2021 clocked a 10.84 and went on to run the most ridiculous time she's ever, clocked at the Olympic Games. And, the 10.54 came after that, but it was a really, really crazy year for Elaine Thompson-Herah. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and I'm like, Stephen, are you really going to pull this off? Well, Shericka's coach is Paul Francis. Sorry, Paul. Are you really going to pull off what we saw with Elaine Thompson-Herah again with a Shericka Jackson? I believe that that's what they're going for, and I believe it's absolutely possible, because a lot of people are thinking that, hey, Shericka Jackson will not be able to get back. But as I said, they seemingly are purposefully making sure that they're, not doing, too much too soon to make sure that she peaks at the World Championship. So my opinion is that Shericka Jackson, just like Elaine Thompson in 2021, will turn up at the World Championships, not only in crazy shape in the 200 meters, but also in the 100 meters as well. And she will be challenging to defend her 200 meter crown, plus also putting up a challenge in that 100 meters. I very much believe that that is what they're going for. Whether or not they'll be able to pull it off, trackies, let us see. But I believe, especially when I watched Shericka Jackson at the National Senior Championships, her excitement told me that something is coming. This wasn't a Shericka Jackson that placed second in a race and was looking and thinking to herself, okay, I'm disappointed with this performance. No, she was happy, because she knows that based on whatever is going on in training, this is probably even better than she thought she would do, which means that when they pick her for the World Championships, things are going to get absolutely crazy. And look here, I'm absolutely here for it. Now, some of y'all may say, okay, I'm being delusional because she's Jamaican and that won't happen. Okay, fine. I will meet you at the finish line with Shericka Jackson in 2025 over the 100 meters and also the 200 meters after her performance. And we can get back underneath this video and say, T, you were absolutely crazy. Or you can say, T, I can't believe how much of a genius you are. I believe that they'll be able to pull it off. We will see another phenomenal performance out of a different MVP athlete this time. Shericka Jackson coming off an injury, just like Elaine Thompson-Herah coming off an injury in 2021, doing the unthinkable. I believe Shericka Jackson comes back bigger and better in 2025, doing the unthinkable. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do y'all think that Shericka Jackson will be able to challenge and stop a Julian Alfred in her PEAT event, the one that she's the defending champion for, the 200 meters? And do you also think that she will be able to challenge in the 100 meters as well? Do you think that there's any possibility of it coming to pass? Like I said, 2021 with Elaine Thompson-Herah finishing third, 10.84 seconds, going on to run 10.61, with Shericka Jackson finishing second, 10.88 seconds. This time around, what does the MVP camp have to deliver? I know I'm excited, guys. Let me know your thoughts. As I said, like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.